Okay, you're good to go.
Good morning, everybody. It's 10:02 a.m. on April 15th, 2025. This is a regular meeting of the Kentucky State Board of Elections. I'm Michael Adams, the Secretary of State and Chair of the Board. I'll call this meeting to order, and I'll recognize everybody in the order that I see you on the big screen here at the office. Member Owens.
Here. Kenton.
Member Griggs.
Julie Griggs, member McCracken County.
Sears.
Sears. Hi, good morning. Dwight Sears, member Pulaski County.
Member Skolnick.
Good morning, Corey Skolnick, member Jefferson County.
Member Perry.
Sue Carol Perry, member Shelby County.
Member Johnson.
Jerry Johnson, member Franklin County.
Member Brangers.
Deanna Brangers, member Jefferson County.
We have a quorum. I want to thank everybody for being here today. We'll start with our first item to approve the draft minutes from our last meeting on March 18th. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion or any changes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Next, can we get a motion to accept the executive director's time for March? I think that you all have received that. Any questions about that, Karen?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, we have already made it to Rachel Pointer and our financial report. Rachel?
And I'm not intending to slow anybody down at this point. So not much of note. Everything looks pretty consistent. There's just two things that I do want to touch on. On the general fund operating expenses under postage, our postcards that went out that Karen will speak on in a little bit, that was a higher cost. So that postage did show up. That's $61,751. So that's an anomaly in expenses. And then also under the HAVA election security grant, you'll see a charge for the security carts that we purchased for the counties, and that was $108,592. So those are really the only new big ticket items. Everything else is general expenses that we see every month. So I'll be happy to answer any questions if anyone has any about particular charges.
Is that one lump sum of six figures, or is that just broken out by county?
That's for when we paid for security carts out of election security, and we purchased those that we're going to inventory. That was just one lump sum.
I see it at the bottom. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions for Rachel? If not, can we get a motion to approve the financial report?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
All right, next we have our executive director.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I'll keep things moving along as well. Just a couple of things. One, our House Bill 684, the Continuous Improvement Election Bill, will become law on June 27th. You know, a few of the things that I spoke about last time, we have some time to get those ready because we do not have an election till May, the primary in May of 26. So good news, a few of those things can be done, and training done to get ready for that. So that'll come up. Then we have executed another MOU with another state, this time Ohio, since the last meeting. And I just want to throw out a big thank you to our IT team. They've already been working with the other states that we do have executed MOUs and actually done some exchange of data with that. Particularly Alabama was one of the first we did. And as Rachel mentioned, recently we, at the end of March, we began the process under NVRA to send the 2 types of cards that we send as our process to determine ineligible voters over a period of time. And Alabama's data exchange was helpful in that process as well. And I think we sent, it was about 153,000 cards. And of course, consequently, the postage was elevated at that point. But that was the end of March. But other than that, I really don't have anything else to report unless anyone has any questions.
Okay, any questions or comments for Karen? So how many states are we up to now with the MOUs? 10-ish, right?
I think it's, right, we're up to 6 or 7. Florida, we're pausing until they get through their legislative session. They said let us, only because they have some changes they're making to their voter that.
We have 8.
8, okay.
So we
With
expect.
emphasis on our neighboring states where we have most of our ingress and egress, right? That's great.
Mhm. Yep,
Very good.
so glad for that.
Okay, anything else for Karen? If not, we'll move to Kevin Alexander with KCCA. Hi, Kevin.
Good morning. Karen discussed the continuous improvement bill there, so that's obviously the biggest thing that we had going on as pertains to elections from the last session. So she discussed that. That's really the main thing that we had going on, and I really don't have anything further to discuss on that. Just know that it's going to go into law on the date she give, June 27th, maybe.
Okay. Any questions or comments for Kevin? Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Secretary.
So as usual, I'm going to jump ahead to 8 and come back to 7. We need to have a closed session to discuss litigation. Is there any other business that we have before we go into that closed session? Because I'd like to just come out of that closed session and adjourn if we can. Is there anything else that we have today? I think we're clear. Okay. So we will go into closed session, and then when we come back, all we'll do is just confirm our next meeting date, which is the 20th of May, and we'll adjourn. Can I get a motion to go into closed session to discuss pending litigation?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.